Jack Elam, born William Scott Elam on November 13, 1920, in Miami, Arizona, became one of Hollywood's most recognizable and enduring character actors. From an early age, he showed a fascination with storytelling and performance, traits that would later shape his remarkable career. After serving in the United States Navy during World War II, where he developed discipline and resilience, Elam pursued acting seriously, studying at the University of Southern California. What set him apart almost immediately was his striking appearance, particularly his misaligned eye, which resulted from a childhood injury. Rather than allowing it to limit his opportunities, Elam embraced it, turning what might have been a hindrance into a defining feature. His presence on screen was instantly memorable, whether menacing, eccentric, or unexpectedly humorous. Over time, casting directors recognized that Elam brought authenticity and texture to every role. He was not built to be a traditional leading man, but he was perfectly suited to populate films with characters who felt real, unpredictable, and alive, helping define the visual language of American genre cinema. Building a career through character and persistence. Elam's career spanned more than 5 decades, during which he appeared in over 200 film and television productions. He became especially associated with westerns, a genre that suited his rugged features and intense screen presence. Films such as Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, Support Your Local Sheriff, 1969, and The Night of the Grizzly, 1966, helped cement his reputation as one of cinema's most effective supporting players. Elam often portrayed villains or morally ambiguous figures, yet his performances rarely felt one-dimensional. He brought humor, unpredictability, and a trace of humanity even to his most dangerous characters. Audiences may not always have remembered his characters' names, but they remembered his face and the energy he brought to every scene. Unlike stars who relied on glamour or familiarity, Elam built his reputation through consistency and effort. He approached even small roles with seriousness, believing that every appearance mattered. This work ethic earned him steady employment and deep respect among fellow character actors. Beyond the Western versatility on screen, although Westerns formed the backbone of his career, Jack Elam demonstrated impressive versatility across genres. He appeared in dramas, comedies, thrillers, and family-oriented projects, adapting easily to different tones and styles. On television alone, he made memorable appearances on iconic series such as Gunsmoke, Bonanza, The Twilight Zone, and The Lone Ranger. Each role reinforced his ability to leave a strong impression, even within limited screen time. In the mid-1970s, Elam took on a rare leading television role in the ABC comedy The Texas Wheelers. Portraying Zach Wheeler, a rough-edged father suddenly responsible for 4 children, Elam revealed a softer, more comedic side. Though the series lasted only 8 episodes, critics noted that his performance brought warmth and credibility to an unconventional sitcom premise. Acting alongside future stars like Mark Hamill and Gary Busey, Elam showed that he could anchor a show while still embracing humor and emotional vulnerability. Embracing the unusual and the absurd, Elam's willingness to experiment extended into some of television's most unusual projects. In 1979, he appeared in the short-lived CBS sitcom Struck by Lightning, playing an unexpected comedic version of Frankenstein's monster. The series blended classic horror mythology with modern sitcom humor, and Elam's distinctive features made him a natural fit for the role. While the show failed to attract a large audience in the United States, all 11 episodes eventually aired in the United Kingdom, where viewers embraced its eccentric charm. This phase of Elam's career reflected his openness to risk and reinvention, even late in life. He was never content to simply repeat his earlier success. Instead, he sought roles that challenged expectations and allowed him to explore comedy, absurdity, and self-parody. This attitude kept his work fresh and unpredictable, ensuring that audiences continued to find him interesting long after many of his contemporaries had faded from the screen. A late career renaissance in comedy. During the 1980s and early 1990s, Jack Elam enjoyed a resurgence in popular culture through a series of comedic roles. One of his most memorable performances came in The Cannonball Run, 1981, directed by Hal Needham. Playing Dr. Nicholas Van Helsing, an eccentric and wildly inappropriate medical professional, Elam stole scenes with his offbeat timing and fearless humor. The film's ensemble cast included Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise, and Farrah Fawcett, yet Elam's performance stood out for its sheer unpredictability. He reprised the role in Cannonball Run 2, 1984, further endearing himself to a new generation of viewers. Around the same time, he appeared in Home Improvement, playing Hick Peterson in a first-season episode that showcased his comedic instincts alongside established television stars. These roles demonstrated that Elam's appeal had not diminished with age. Instead, his eccentricity became an asset, allowing him to thrive in modern, mainstream entertainment. Humanity behind the tough exterior. One of the most revealing chapters of Elam's life occurred during the filming of The Aurora Encounter, 1986, a genre-blending weird western that combined science fiction and frontier themes. On set, Elam met Mickey Hayes, an 11-year-old boy living with progeria, a rare condition that causes accelerated aging. Despite the vast difference in their life experiences, the two formed a deep and genuine friendship. Their bond was later documented in the 1987 film I Am Not a Freak, which highlighted Elam's compassion and emotional openness. Those who knew him personally often described him as approachable, generous, and deeply loyal. This relationship revealed a side of Elam that audiences rarely saw on screen, one marked by empathy rather than intimidation. While his film roles often emphasized toughness or menace, his off-screen behavior reflected kindness and sincerity. The friendship remains one of the most touching aspects of his legacy. Industry opinions and professional frustrations. Jack Elam was known for speaking candidly about Hollywood, its values, and its hierarchy. He often expressed frustration with an industry that, in his view, prioritized image and star power over the contributions of character actors. While Elam admired talent and dedication, he was openly skeptical of what he considered excessive reverence for certain leading men of Hollywood's golden age. His criticisms were less about personal animosity and more about systemic imbalance. Elam believed that many films succeeded because of the collective efforts of supporting performers who rarely received recognition. He took pride in his own work ethic, emphasizing preparation, professionalism, and respect for colleagues at every level. Though his blunt honesty occasionally stirred controversy, it also reflected a broader truth about Hollywood's structure. Elam represented the voice of working actors who built careers through persistence rather than publicity. His opinions, while sometimes sharp, underscored his belief that meaningful performances often came from those working just outside the spotlight. Recognition and lasting legacy. In 1994, Jack Elam received one of the highest honors of his career when he was inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. This recognition placed him among the most influential figures in the history of Western film and television. The honor acknowledged not only his prolific output, but also his role in shaping the genre's visual and emotional texture. Elam was never a traditional hero, yet his characters helped define what Westerns felt like: dangerous, humorous, gritty, and human. His influence extended beyond the genre, touching comedy, drama, and television alike. Colleagues remembered him as dependable, prepared, and refreshingly authentic. audiences remembered him as unforgettable. His legacy endures in the countless films and shows that continue to be rediscovered by new generations, each one offering another example of how character actors can elevate storytelling through individuality and commitment. A life lived fully, on and off screen. Jack Elam was married twice during his life. His first marriage to Jean Louise Hodgert began in 1937 and lasted until her death from colon cancer in January 1961. Later that year, he married Margaret M. Jennison, with whom he shared more than 4 decades until his passing. The couple settled in Ashland, Oregon, where Elam spent his later years away from Hollywood's noise. He died on October 20th, 2003, from congestive heart failure at the age of 82. By the time of his death, Elam had left behind a body of work that reflected resilience, adaptability, and passion. He never fit the mold of a conventional star, yet his contributions were immeasurable. Jack Elam remains a testament to the power of individuality in an industry often driven by conformity. His face, voice, and presence continue to resonate, reminding audiences that cinema's soul often lies in its most unexpected figures.